Good morning class 12. Welcome in economics class. Today I am going to start macroeconomic part. The name of the chapter is money and banking. Now before starting this chapter I want to give some introduction regarding money. Actually exchange is of central satisfaction in human life. An individual does not produce himself all that he needs for his existence. He depends upon many others for the satisfaction of his want. This implies interdependence. Interdependence implies exchange. A thing which is commonly accepted as a medium of exchange is called money. Example, a rupee in India, money as it's a commonly accepted medium of exchange here. Likewise, a dollar in USA is a money as it is a commonly accepted medium in exchange here. When want are not so multiply, goods are exchanged for goods. In olden days, a cobbler would make shoes in return of wheat from the farmer. A farmer would get grants as a reward for his labor, and so on. This system of exchange known as barter system. But with multiply want and multiply need of the humans, the barter system is converted into monetary system. This is known as monetary system and money application. Previously gold coin, silver coin, alloy metal, all are known as the money. But after some time, paper money, metal money in our daily to daily life. Now, thus the origin of money is related to the need to facilitate exchange. Therefore, money is generally defined as things that is commonly accepted as a medium of exchange. Now, see the definition of money. Money may be defined as anything which is generally acceptable medium of exchange, and at the same time act as a measure, store of value and standard of deferred payment. Now see the functions of money. Primary function, medium of exchange. Primary function of money is a medium of exchange. Money acts as a medium for the sale and purchase of goods and services. In the absence of money, goods were exchanged for goods. This required double coincidence of want, implied that exchange was difficult and therefore limited. Introduction of money has separated the act of sale and purchase. Double coincidence of want is no longer a limitation. Exchange is now much simpler and therefore unlimited. Exchange of function of money has changed the nature of production activity as well as the level of production activity. Next one, primary function, common measures of value of unit of value. Unit of account means that the value of each goods or service is measured in terms of monetary unit. Now secondary function, standard of deferred payment. Now what is the standard of deferred payment? Deferred payment refers to those payments which are made sometime in the future. Money has made deferred payment much easier than before. When we borrow money from somebody, we have to return both the principal as well as interest amount. Sometime in the future, money is a convenient mode of this payment. It is difficult to make such payment in terms of goods and service. Imagine that you have taken a loan from somebody in terms of weight. How difficult is to return this loan in terms of weight of some quantity. This function of money has led emergence of financial market. The market that offer fund for investment as well as purchase of consumer durable. Accordingly, there has been multiple rise in level of production activity across all parts of the world. Next secondary function, store of value. Store of value implies store of wealth. Storing wealth has become considerably easy with the introduction of money. Wealth can be stored just in terms of paper, title like FDR, fixed deposit receipt. It was not convenient to store value in the barter system of exchange because goods tend to wear out of Paris. Transfer value. Money serves as convenient mode of transfer of value. It is a transfer of value which has led to emergence of multinational corporation. Accordingly, the concept of global economy has come into existence. Next function, contingent function. It's also a function of money. Now, contingent function of money. First contingent function is basis of credit. Second one is liquidity. Third one is basis of price mechanism. Fourth one is maximum profit to the producer. Fifth one is maximum satisfaction to the consumer. Sixth one is basis of distribution of income. Now, we have to know about the barter exchange as I have discussed earlier. It implies the direct exchange of goods without the use of money. Difficulties involved in the barter exchange. Number 1, lack of common measures of value. Number 2, lack of double coincident of want. Number 3, lack of standard of deferred payment. Number 4, lack of store of value. Number 5, lack of divisibility. Number 6, difficult in exchange of services. Now, supply of money. The stock of money. Actually, what is supply of money? Actually, supply of money is a stock concept. It refers to total stock of money. All types of money held by the people of a country at a point of time. It is important to note that the supply of money does not include stock of money held by the government and stock of money held by banking system of a country, because government and the banking system of a country are supply of money, and the stock of money held by the supplier of money is never treated as a part of supply of money in the country. Supply of money include that stock of money which is held by people other than supply of money themselves. In other words, supply of money refers to the stock of money held by those who demand money, not by those who supply money. Now see definition of supply of money. Total stock of money, currently note, coin, demand deposit of bank in a circulation are held by the public at a given point of time. Supply of money does not include cash balance held by central state government and stock of money held by banking system of country, as they are not in actual circulation of the country. Now, measures of money supply. Actually, in India, there are 4 alternative measures of money supply, popularly known as M1, M2, M3, M4. Of this, only M1 measures is discussed here as prescribed in your syllabus. M2, M3, M4 measures are given in ability zone of chapter of general reference. Now, what is M1? See, C plus DD plus OD. C equal to currency and coin with the public. DD equal to demand deposit of the public with the bank. OD other deposit. Now M2 equal to what? M1 plus post office saving. M3 equal to what? M1 plus time on deposit of commercial bank. M4 equal to M3 plus total deposit with the post office saving organization excluding the deposit in on NSC. Now the question is always arises, who supply money? Supplier of money include the government, central bank of country and commercial bank. In India, it is the Ministry of Finance that issue 1 rupee note and all the coins. Money is mainly supplied by the Reserve Bank of India, or we can say the RBI is the principal supplier of money. RBI issue currency on the basis of minimum reserve system. Under this system, Reserve Bank maintain a minimum reserve of rupees 200 crore in the form of gold and foreign securities. Of the reserve value of gold must be rupees 115 crore. Commercial bank create money by way of demand deposit. Demand deposit are created largely by way of loan. The commercial bank are required to keep some cash reserve with the RBI. It is on the basis of this cash reserve that can create demand deposit. Now we understand the term money. In next video I will explain the banking system. Till then, keep practicing, stay healthy. Thank you.